In my recap for season 16, episode 1, I made a statement that Portia was jealous of Shamea. And all the Portionators or the Portia meters or whatever y'all call yourselves, y'all all came clamoring, scratching, and clawing over to the comment section to tell me how I was wrong and how, as a brown skinned black woman, I should not be pitting two other black women together. And to tell me myself, me, that I was jealous of Portia and Shamea's friendship. And how dare I make up these fallacies and lies and falsehoods? That's what y'all told me, right? At the end of this episode, during that very uncomfortable, awkward conversation that Shamea and Portia had, Portia made a statement in her confessional. What was it? I'll tell you because I know that y'all know, but I'm still gonna tell you just in case, sometimes when things make sense, make a little bit of common sense, it goes in one ear and out the other when it comes to the Portionators, okay? Portia said, since we started filming, we don't really talk as much. Our communication is not really there like it used to be. Why, when your best friend, your sun, your moon, your stars, your bestie for the restie, why when she gets her peach and she can okay? When she gets her peach, all of a sudden your communication has been ceasing. Why would the communication change, Portia? Let's be real. Portia is jealous of the fact that Shamea lives in the big house. Portia is jealous of the fact that Shamea is on the show. Portia is jealous of the fact that Shamea is still married. And Portia is jealous of the fact that Shamea has more money than her. She basically said it herself. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We're gathered here today to talk the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 16, episode 11. Let's be honest. It felt a little filler-ish. I don't like to call episodes filler. Y'all rarely hear me say that, but this felt a little filler-ish, okay? But before we get started, if you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor. If you have not already, please hit the subscribe button. If you guys are enjoying it, if you're coming back week after week, thumbs up the video and then leave your comments down below. All right. So, episode starts off with Angela and Charles. And while I do like Angela, I am always uncomfortable with her scenes when it comes to Charles because it always gives that he don't want to be there, he don't want to film, he don't want to talk to her. It's always a vibe that is just like just okay. So they're out on a little rooftop date and they start talking about all the different things that he does. So apparently Charles is coaching for the Big Three, which isn't it Ice Cube's basketball league where I don't want to say it's a bunch of old retiree people, but it's people that are just no longer in the league. And then I think some overseas people, they are playing in this tournament. It does well. People seem to enjoy it, and Charles is a coach. Okay, so she starts telling him the name of one of the teams, and you can tell that Angela was reaching for conversation, right? So then she randomly asks him for a kiss, and he was like, "Why you need a kiss? Why you want a kiss right now?" Because he knows that she's doing it for the show. Angela, if you're gonna have Charles film, relax. I just feel like Angela is always trying to, when she's with Charles, she's always trying to produce a scene with the two of them, and he never gives her what she wants. Ever. Ever. Okay. So they do a joint confessional, and he gets asked if he loves her, and he does not answer. Angela, if you like it, I love it, baby. That's all I have to say. So Angela tells Charles that she needs to talk to her sister, and her sister's name is bleeped out, so y'all really ain't effing with each other, about what happened with her daughter. Angela, this was episodes ago. You haven't addressed this yet? You done been to Nashville? You done went to a Juneteenth party? You've been doing all this stuff. You haven't addressed this? That's concerning. That's concerning, Angela, but whatever. So we pan over to Cynthia. Cynthia gets more scenes than Drew. Cynthia gets more scenes than Britt. Britt was not in this episode, and the way that nobody cared, we saw Britt do one or two flash scenes, and we don't care. We are better people for it. that she wasn't in this episode. But Cynthia meets Shamea out for a drink. So Shamea said last night was a lot. It was heavy. She didn't sleep much. She was just on her spirit. She said it's interesting because as she drove to the event, she started to feel this heaviness and just feel a bout of sadness, and she didn't know what it was for. So she texted her mom and asked her mom to pray for her, which her mother did, not knowing what she was getting ready to walk into when she got to the party. So she felt that Porsha could or should have discussed things with her in private. Now, Shamia, I gotta tap on your shoulder real quick. Come here. Come here. Because let's be real, Shamia. At this point, if we're being real and I like to pull my scales out, it's both of y'all, okay? Both of y'all handled the sleep or keep calling it the sleepover. Both of y'all handled the Pamper by Portia party and what happened there wrong. Shamia, you can't keep acting as if you don't know how people got, all these things when we have seen you have conversations about Portia's friendship and lack thereof, right? So Shamia said that the conversations that she had with the girls got taken back to Portia in a weird way. No, they didn't. They didn't get taken back to Portia in a weird way. You just do not want to address the issues with your best friend. And I think the thing that's I think what's holding Shamia back from this is Shamia's comfortable with Portia. She's familiar to her. Right? And when you think about at the ages that these women are now, Portia and Shamia, I believe, are in their early 40s. You don't want to have to get a new best friend, right? My best friend, I have been best friends with her for 26, 27 years. We have been friends for a while, right? I'm 40. I don't want to get a new best friend. But I have also like drifted apart from friends that I've known longer than her. It happens. It happens. And Shamia and Portia, right now, at this juncture in their life, they are not good for each other. They're just not, because not only are y'all beefing on the show, but y'all are now spilling this over into social media. So she said that Shamia that she would have never sat down with Angela and had a conversation about Portia. She said what happened was, all the other ladies keep bringing up to her that Portia is not a good friend. And Shamia, I get it. The fact that you're always like, yeah, no, it's okay, it's fine. No, because you're not saying it with your whole chest. And that's why the ladies do feel that there is something to it. You've been called a lapdog as long as Portia's been on the show. When the Portia joined season five, I think it was five or six, you've been her lapdog since then. And you know it. And even if you honestly and truly do not feel that you are, that is the way that everybody sees you. So that should be something you should take heed because everybody's not saying it just for the hell of it. Right? So Shamia also thinks that the ladies don't understand good friendship. Shamia, I don't think you understand a good friendship. Do you think that what you have going on with Portia right now is a good friendship? Honestly and truly, if you can answer that without getting choked up and your voice breaking, if you can answer that without you having that type of emotion, then it's a good friendship. But Shamia, you do not believe this is a good friendship. And I feel like Shamia is constantly trying to pass the buck. Call a spade a spade. Portia's a bad friend. It's okay to say it. It's okay to say it. You don't have to protect her. You don't have to. So Shamia said that Portia has said how hard it is for them to be friends, and I guess it's because their moms have beef. So their mothers used to be best friends. They had some ups and downs all around, and now they're not cool anymore. So because of that, I guess we know that Miss Diane has been in Portia's ear about watch her, the apple don't fall far from the tree, that type of stuff. And we get that flashback back to when Portia and her mother went to get massages, and her mother was saying, be careful of the dog that carries the bone. In regards to when Shamia told Portia that Kelly and Britt were like asking a bunch of questions about her. You know what I mean? So her mother, Miss Diane, has insinuated that Shamia is not to be trusted. And I do think that a lot of that has gotten into Portia's head, and Portia is always going to have that in the back of her mental. Always. So Cynthia said that she would love to have a Portia and Shamia friendship. Cynthia, Please. Please. Cynthia does talk about her friendship and relationship with Nene in the confessional, which I thought was interesting. Now, I've seen some people on Twitter think that Nene is coming back to the Housewives. Y'all really think Nene's coming back? Do y'all honestly think Lanithia Leaks is coming back to the Housewives? Because I don't. I feel like Nene is over on her YouTube burning bridges left and right, but I don't think she's coming back to the Housewives. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So we get Shamia. So we get like this three-prong scene, right? One is Britt, she about to go to something, we don't care. The other one is Kelly, and she is looking at what was Kelly doing? Kelly was doing something. It wasn't important. But the main scene is Shamia. So Shamia's in the studio with her sisters and a friend, and they're going to be picking out her first lead single from her EP. And she's saying how this is big. She's excited, but it's weird because Portia's not there. It's not weird, Shamia. It's not. She then goes on to say that the friendship with Porsha is hard. Now, Shamia, this is you right now telling people how you feel about your relationship with Porsha. I mean, so you cannot then say that people are taking it back to Porsha in a weird way. We are literally watching you say it in real time. Color television, okay? So she then goes on to say that she is the only one working in the friendship, and I get the inkling that it has been that way for years. For years. So Angela, Cynthia, and Portia go bowling. It is fantastically crazy that Portia and Angela are just yucking it up and everything is perfectly fine when she just said, I take your man. But okay. So Angela wants to use the bumper lanes at the bowling alley because she can't bowl. And Portia was like, girl, you too grown for that. If we bowl gutter balls, we bowl gutter balls. Okay. So I always cringe when they close whole businesses for these scenes. How much money are y'all costing this bowling alley? Or how much are y'all paying so these three heifers can sit and bowl in the corner for two rounds? But they sit down to talk, and Portia says that PJ is having a hard time with her working. It just dawned on her it's not just a divorce. Now that Portia's back to work, PJ's not used to her being out of the house, and she's very sensitive right now. So the other night in bed, PJ asked about her papa. Where's my papa? AKA Simon. And Portia said, I told her, he's at work. PJ said, girl, I'm not dumb. You've been saying that for the past 6 months. PJ said it's been too long. So Portia texted Simon and he left her on red. She said that he wakes up every day ready to wreak havoc on her life and does. And did. He's indisposed at the moment. So Portia said that she can admit that right now she is not strong enough to take on the Shamea situation. Cynthia said, I told her. I told Shamea that you just need some time. And I'm like, shut up, Cynthia. Shut up. So Portia doesn't understand why the narrative is that she is a horrible friend because you are. Because you are. Here's the thing. If multiple people are saying that you're not the best friend, that you're a horrible friend, and I'm not talking about the fans. If there are other people that are on the show that are in contact with y'all that feel that Shamea is getting the short end of the stick in regards to y'all friendship, then damn it, Portia, you are a bad friend. Instead of wondering why that narrative is out about you, why not have some introspection about yourself and want to see what you can change and do better? So she said that while she is going through a divorce, she's not able to be 100% with her friends right now. And in her confessional, she said that she does not have the capacity or the capability right now to divorce her best friend. She needs her. Now, I am not a terrible person, okay? I understand that Portia is going through something right now. Okay, whether we agree with or how she got with Simon, she is going through a divorce. Her life has been changed. She is going through some things right now. So I can fully understand Portia feeling as if right now, when she's back and forth to court and doing all this stuff, or lawyers' offices at least, that she does not have the capacity to be 100% of what Shamea is expecting. Howsoever, Portia, a conversation just needs to be had. You can't expect Shamea to just be able to read your mind. If you feel that you are failing right now and you just don't have the capacity to be there in the way that you know you should, that's one thing. But we're not talking about just right now in the present. This is going back years, Portia. So you got to take some accountability. Look inward, okay? So we go over to Drew. Drew is FaceTiming her mom after leaving her lawyer's office, and apparently Ralph is trying to get her damn lawyer recused from the case. I said, "Jeez." So he said that he is the rightful owner of Drew Sidora LLC, and Drew is saying that because he was coming after that, her lawyer moved, I guess, some money, some assets to a new company. Ralph got wind of this and said, "Look, I want 40% of the company you started in 2005. Were y'all married in 2005? Because that's 20 years ago, Drew. How would he have, what? How would he be entitled to that? I'm not a lawyer." He also said he wants 40% of her new company as well. So Drew keeps saying that she does not know the details of his finances. So why the fuck does he know the details of yours, Drew? Like, I get it. Like, if you have separate accounts, that's fine, right? I know a lot of married couples that have separate accounts each, and then they have a joint account for bills, whatever the case. However, you choose to do it in your marriage, fine. But I still think it's interesting, very, very interesting, that Drew has no idea about his finances. So you was just living? Come on. I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. Little naive, Drew. Little green of you, but okay. So she then tells her mother how he locked her out the house. So it took her off of all the security access to get in the house. So when she came home one night at 1 o'clock in the morning, she had to go to a hotel because he had locked her out. But he was able, I guess the next day, to go down through his little basement door and then come through the house to let her in instead of giving her the fucking code. Why are y'all living like this? Drew, why are you living like this? I get it. You don't want to give up your house, but don't you think it would be better for not only your mental health, but the mental health of the children for you to just go get you another spot real quick? Go get a cute little condo real quick. But I feel like, Drew, you are tormenting yourself. Why do you want to live like that where he can lock you out of the house? So we pan over to Angela. Her mother comes over. She looks just like her mother. Wow. Oh, and then rest in peace because Angela just put on Instagram that her mother passed away. She said her mother passed away suddenly. She hates that the world doesn't get to see the laughter and joy and that type of stuff in regards to her mother. So rest in peace to her mother. Condolences to Angela. Yikes. Oh my God. But her mother comes over in this scene and tells her she got keys to the new house. So her mother's moving out of the house that Angela bought, that Angela let us know cost almost $500,000. She doesn't want to be a burden to Angela, and Angela feels a little defeated by this because she has always dreamed of being able to take care of her mother, and she had gotten to that place where she was able to, and her mother doesn't want to, right? What I am getting from this is I believe Angela's sister lived with her mother. And I think that her sister didn't want to live in that house anymore. And her mother said, "Okay, we'll move." I don't think it has to do anything with we don't want to burden you and we don't want to do this, that, and the other. Because if you don't want to burden somebody, you don't accept a $500,000 house from that person. That's what I think happened. So they have this conversation in regards to her daughter, Amari. So Angela wants to know why her mother didn't say anything when her sister disrespected her daughter. Remember, she called her like a demon or something? And Angela's mother said that she was shocked. She was shocked. I didn't expect her to say it. And I'm like, no, I think you didn't say it, Mama Angela, because the sister is the one that actually takes care of you on a day-to-day basis. She's probably the one that's helping you out doing everything. Not saying that Angela is not, but Angela seems to be there more financially. You know what I mean? On a day to day, the sister is the one that's doing all of that, and the mother doesn't want to rock the boat with somebody that she not only lives with, but that probably does do the bulk of like personal care and helping her out with like little things like that. Whether it's just driving her to the store or, cooking dinner, stuff like that around the house. That's what I think, just my opinion. So Angela still has not talked to her sister, and she asked her mom, okay, so bump all that. What happened with Charles? Apparently, Charles told her mother, your daughter needs to clean up. And she said that was just the wrong day or the right day. And she rolled up on Charles. But she wants to write him a letter and let him know that she loves him. That's her son in love. And even though they are roughly the same age, and they have a little kiki about, don't be talking about my husband's age. I mean, girl, Charles look old. We know he old. We pan over to Kelly. She's teaching Chloe to drive. Chloe's little ass was so close to that curve. She was close to the tractor. The biggest issue is that Kelly was talking to her while they were driving. Let that girl focus. Let her focus, Kelly. So Chloe said that she wants a BMW because Kelly was like, I was going to get you a Jeep, but girl, you might need a hatchback like I had. Chloe was like, I want a BMW. Kelly said, I don't know if you can afford BMW gas. Chloe said, well, you can. See, Chloe is spoiled. And I know there are some people that say that they like when, black kids are spoiled and stuff like that. I don't like when anybody is a spoiled brat. The way that Kelly said that, the way that Kelly has said, the way that Chloe has said that, the way that Chloe has said a lot of things to her mother in regards to you can do it, you can pay for it, it's not cute, to me at least. So Chloe said that she's going to be working this summer at the restaurant. Remember, she's getting a new Nana's chicken and waffles. So cool. As long as you got a little job, the least you can do is work at the family business. I mean, your mama buys you everything anyways. So Chloe is supposed to be helping her drive, and instead of her telling that girl to drive at 10 and 2, okay? And even though, yes, as an experienced driver of years myself, I'm not always at 10 and 2. But when I was practicing at 16 and 17, I was at 10 and 2. This girl is driving with two fingers on six, just driving like this. And I'm like, well, Kelly, no wonder she's in the other lane. She's not focused. But I guess. So Kelly wants to have her daughter help her with the interviewing process. And I'm like, okay. Uh, how can she help you with that, Kelly? I do like Kelly's scenes with her daughters, though. So we then panned over to Drew. So Drew's mother is in town, hopped on the flight, and said that it's so much going on. She knows that Drew is overwhelmed and she wants to be there for her. Drew has been going through her divorce for 2 years. She said that everything is just so overwhelming right now. So Drew is worried about her attorney getting recused and having to start the process all over because they're going to have to go, really back from jump. Drew's mother said, look, if Ralph had any love or compassion for you, even as the mother of his children, he wouldn't be trying to tear you down. He wouldn't be doing any of this stuff. She also said that she mentioned to Ralph that the courts did not have the kids' best interest at heart based on this living situation. This is crazy. She then goes on to say that the kids aren't listening, they're acting out. We get a couple snippets of the kids not listening. It's nothing crazy, but if they are typically children that do as they're told, that are obedient, and that type of stuff is out of character. Drew gets emotional and says she didn't know that her kids were different. I didn't notice that they weren't the same. Drew, what do you mean? You had the baby didn't want to get her hair combed. And you had to even be like, for real? Is that what we're doing? That's different, Drew. Come on, Drew. Come on. Again, I'm not a child of divorce. I don't know how that works. But kids are not stupid. Them babies know something is going on. And I think the longer that y'all prolong this and try to keep them kids in the dark, the more they are going to act out and out and out. On top of the fact that Drew is probably letting them get away with so much more because she feels guilty about the divorce. That typically happens with parents. So we get to this dramatic ass scene with Shamea and Porsha. So they both come in there white and their cream because they're ready to wave the white flag. Okay, we're ready. Nobody came in black, so we're gonna save the friendship. So Portia asks Shamea how she been, and then immediately answers a FaceTime call. So Shamea already is over it because that's rude, and I would feel like that's rude too. It's one thing if we're just sitting down to catch up and kiki. We are here to talk about how I feel you are a bad friend. And you're dismissive and you're all this other type of stuff to me. And right away, you are proving that. Strike one, Portia. So they were both, it was a weird, how are you? Like they were talking over each other. It was uncomfortable to watch, but they were answering and asking questions very snippy towards each other. Shamia apologizes for not being as open with her feelings as she should have, okay? She said that she masks a lot of things because she handles their friendship with care. So she didn't need the ladies to speak up for her, wants to make that clear. Shamia, I beg to differ. I think you did need the ladies to speak up for you to get the ball going. Because if this wouldn't have happened at Portia's sheep party, okay? If this wouldn't have happened at the sheep party, we wouldn't be sitting here now with you having this conversation, and you know that. So Shamia said that things like Portia talking over her music, making petty posts, and talking over her is dismissive. Portia sighs. Shamia isn't asking, am I boring you? Is this like, what's good? Portia said that she was just taking a breath. No, no. If you gonna sigh and if you want to sound exasperated the way that you were, as if this is just draining you, then own it, Portia. But that's not taking a breath. This is taking a breath. When somebody's talking, it's rude and it is dismissive, considering that she is telling you how she feels about your behavior towards her, how it affects her. Portia said this is uncomfortable. Shamia doesn't understand why her talking about her feelings are uncomfortable, and I don't either. I don't either. So Shamia does not like that Portia immediately believed what the lady said instead of talking to her first. In her confessional, Shamia said that, look, there have been tons of times where the ladies have said disparaging things about Portia, and I shut them down right away. I don't believe them. I nip it in the bud. The fact that Portia immediately believed what Angela said instead of having a conversation with Shamia is odd. It is odd, Portia. Gotta be real with you. So Shamia then said that she would like to possibly salvage the friendship. And Portia was like, possibly? Yeah, Shamia was like, no, I would like to save it. No, you meant possibly, Shamia. You meant possibly. So Portia is taken aback, as was I. As was I. So Shamia feels that Portia is being dismissive. Portia said that she is just trying to have a productive conversation. Shamia said what really hurts is that Portia said that her mother told her not to trust her. Portia said, but that's not me. That's my mom saying that. So Portia feels that Shamia is trying to pick an argument for the show. So let's stop right there. Portia got on, let me see if I still got the screenshot. Portia got on Instagram over the weekend and posted this as a like a text post. I'ma just say this. I'm watching a new episode, Shamea Morton tagged her. Now, don't take it there. Don't imply shit about Diane Williams. I've been keeping it cute quiet, and you can do and say what you want to me, but hear me when I say wrong road. I said, ooh, it got spicy. Talking about, well, your mom thought my mom was a friend, knowing goddamn well what she did to my mom was highly egregious. Don't do it. Keep playing victim. Don't do it. Punctuation is important, Portia. Don't do it. Keep playing victim and that BS. Don't F with my mom. Now, when Shamia was talking about the situation between their mothers, production asked her what happened with your moms, and Shamia said that she wasn't getting into that. Portia, this post was completely unnecessary. Was it to get us to watch the episode, girl? We was gonna watch it anyways. You ain't have to do all that. So Portia feels Shamia is trying to pick an argument for the sake of the show. Shamia said, well, I asked you why we can't Be the way we are off camera, on camera. And Porsha said they will have to pay her more money for that. So in order for you to act like you got some fucking sense of, and be a friend, Porsha, they will have to pay you for that, baby. Why? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Porsha then, in her confessional, said that since the show started filming, their communication has been strained. Why? Because Porsha is jealous that Shamea is now on the show and is able to show off her big house and her overly monogrammed fashions and all the money and the wealth that she has with her husband that, depending on who you ask, seemingly truly loves his wife. I say who you ask, I say seemingly, because a lot of people seem to think that he does not care about her health because he wants her to keep having babies. But Portia's jealous of that. So Porsha then goes on to say, I really need my friends right now. But this isn't about what you need right now, Porsha. This is about what Shamea needs from you as a friend. We don't care what you need right now, Porsha. This is Shamea telling you what she needs from you as a friend, okay? So Shamea feels that Porsha doesn't like it that she can tell her side of the story as well, which I 1,000% believe too. It's one thing if Portia's on the show and you're a friend of, and we just see bits and pieces, and Portia gets her confessional to say what she thought about whatever the case. Now that Shamea's on the show too, and Shamea gets her confessionals, and Shamea gets her solo scenes, we're starting to see more about Porsha. We're starting to really get Shamea's side of this friendship, and Shamea doesn't like her side of it, basically. So Shamea is hurt that Porsha keeps making this about the show. I'm talking about our friendship, and you're deducing this down to the show. So Porsha asks her to stop, and Shamea was like, what am I doing that I would need to stop? Porsha gets up and walks away from the table crying. We then get her in the bathroom talking about some, you're okay. You're okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay. Porsha, go back out to the table. Quit playing. Go sit back down, Porsha. So Porsha comes back out, and it's like, you want to just get our food to go? I was like, get it to go. Y'all haven't talked about anything. So Shamea was like, oh, I guess. Okay, cool. Shamea, speak up. You should have said, no, I want to eat my chicken and macaroni and cheese now while we continue this conversation. But Shamea didn't do that. So Shamea said, I hate the fact that you want to get your food to go and there was no resolve. Porsha said, will you stop talking? Porsha, you just got back to the fucking table. Is she supposed to talk when you're in the bathroom having your eat, pray, love moment? No. No, no, no. So Shamea wants Porsha to find the bandwidth to care about the things that hurt her. Now, while Shamea is saying this, Porsha decides to loudly pick up her silverware and move it so she can lean on the table. And so Shamea was like, but doesn't say anything. So Porsha then said, okay, what can I do? Basically on some, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Shamea said, well, if I'm pouring my heart out to you, don't tell me to stop. I will go a step further, Shamea. Don't tell me to stop, and then actually act like you care. Actually act like you care. So Porsha starts crying. And she reaches her hands out and they hold hands. I don't want to break up with you. I need you. I'm sorry. I don't want to break up with you. I need my friends. I do. I'm Porsha. I need my friends. I can't deal with this. I'm going through something. I'm going through a divorce. I'm going through this. I'm going through this. I need you. I don't care how you feel. It's what I need. And Shamea falls for them crocodile tears coming out of Portia's eyes. And they give each other, I'm sorry too. And they hug it out. And I said, did we miss a scene? What got left on the cutting room floor? Because at present day, Portia's message, the threatening thing about wrong road, that was just posted like 2 days ago. What happened? What's gonna happen later in the season? I I guess. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video. Leave your comments down below. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.